Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Sunday, the 28th of July. What a beautiful morning. Well, I have got a beautiful morning here outside of my window. I haven't been outside yet, but I'm Ros Bandy, Psychic Medium, bringing you the daily Lenormand card spread reading. So let's go over to the cards, as I'm sure on a Sunday you've got more to do than just look at this video and sort of see what's in store. But it could be beneficial. Here we go. Tap into your psychic senses and your spirit realm, the guides, the angels, whoever it is that you consult with as far as your knowledge and wisdom around all things, well, spiritual. Here we are. Oh, I'm looking around for my Apple Pencil. I haven't got it, so I'll have to use my letter opener. Here we go, letter opener. Looks like a dagger, but it's not. It's a lovely, sometimes for some people this may be what is in the realms of a mystic, because of the fact that not many people do actually get written letters anymore. It's only bills I get in the mail, and if you want to receive a letter, maybe send some out too, handwritten. What we're using is Pixie's Astounding Lenormand deck. And this is by Edmund Zabrowski. Still can't remember if that's how it's pronounced, but it's a lovely deck of what seems to be and comes across as a more simplistic artistic method and technique. I love it because of that. And this morning I've left out the actual guidebook for it because I thought, I might just have a look-see in the guidebook, just that little intro as to where his origins for this came about and the rest. And it's actually quite a little interesting story. So I did look up these cards just to sort of refresh the memory, but there are always going to be slightly different interpretations from what each author brings to the table. And not that there's so much different, but it does bring a different perspective to it. So the way I read them, and I'm going to zoom into the cards now so that we can get that bigger picture of just the cards. And here we have tree, the birds, and the fish. Pretty obvious. So what we've got with these three cards, I read them so that the central card is the central energy and theme around our day. So that's card 12. Some people might have difficulty with the Roman numeral style of reading numbers. So that is card 12. And you can see what's obviously two birds there. Main theme is communication. It's what comes across as being able to understand each other in whatever way that we need to. Sometimes it can be gossip, sometimes it's deep and meaningful, sometimes it really is specific and to the point about a situation that we're dealing with. So it's all forms of communication, more so the verbal in this instance. So what we're taking up as our theme is listening and speaking, and being able to be heard, be able to listen so that we do understand each other in all sorts of situations, whether we're in flight, whether we're sitting at a coffee table across from somebody, all situations we are going to need to put that more attentive ear to how we're communicating, okay, and using our words, basically. What we have then is the energies from the home space. Now, this is more interesting because I did read what the meaning is for this one in the little booklet, and I'll bring it up because you may not quite be able to see the V there, as in the number of the card is number 5. It is a V for the Roman numeral 5. So if you're looking at a guidebook yourself for the Lenormand deck, I've just got to find it in this little booklet again. So they do lay it out quite nicely. So there you have it. There's the V. It is the 5, and it's card, the tree, neutral, all those things that it's suggesting. And in its correspondence to the normal playing deck, you see down the bottom there is the 7 hearts, because these can be related to what is the traditional playing deck, 52 cards, one of those. So it is a neutral card. Now, so is the bird. So that's where this little deck puts in a balance of neutral, positive, negative. You know, it's the cards have a characteristic. So what this is about as far as the tree goes, the keywords that it's suggesting is the ancestry, body, boredom, enduring, grounding, growth, health, and karma. And with this one, I'd always just really I touch into it being the grounding of who we are from our ancestry. So the ancestry has held more of the importance in the meaning for me, which, and that's fine. It is one of the key words, as Ed would suggest, but it's even more than that. It really is that is to do with being rooted into that network of others that we have around and about us. And what I like here is how he's mentioned the symbolism of what it connects to in regard to how he created this deck of cards. So it's mainly concerned, how his keyword is mainly concerned around the health. So health in your home space, this is more specifically about you and how you're feeling, I feel. So definitely point your energies to self first, so that, you know, those the safety on planes where they, as soon as you see if you've flown, I have a few times, that their safety demonstration before you even, as you're taking off, before you take off, is about when those cones for the oxygen come down, put your own on first so that you can then help others. You know, it's one of these things that what we're needing to do is look after our own health first in our home space to be able to look after those who are around about us. So what this is meaning as far as the origins, I like the symbolism he's used in this, because it is about the connection with other histories of cards that we may use, the tarot or the playing decks that we use of the regular suits playing cards that we use. But what he's got here is the tree itself is from the Four of Cups in the tarot. I'm fiddling with this day. It's hard to pick up the letter opener. So the tree itself has come from that is probably the Rider-Waite originals that Pamela someone created. I can't remember. I read it right at the front. I don't want to go back to that. But it comes from the Four of Cups. So it brings in that is a little bit more on that emotional level, and brings that, the stable water energy, which is connecting to the water that is below, because all things need water as well, the trees too. So the whole realm of our existence is created through the air and the water. And what he's also got here is there's 7 sunflowers here that represent the chakras. And I thought, well, that's really interesting, because I haven't seen that directly referenced as much before in the Lenormand deck. So having the 7 flowers of the chakra energy systems here, I think it's a wonderful completion in just one card, being this that is the tree card. And he also has that is leaves referenced here. Apparently there's 22. I didn't count them. 22 leaves dropping from this tree. And we know that life itself is about the death and regeneration and new birth. The seedlings drop, the seeds drop even from a tree to the seed itself dies, but a tree grows from that. So it's that is allowing things to drop and work through their own process of what is the natural realm, to be able to continue that cycle of regeneration and life. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. And these 22 leaves that have fallen, are falling, represent the Hebrew language. So it's about the communication. And I wanted to mention that because what we have here is the communication with the birds as our overall theme, that then goes into this, that is the card of abundance, the fish card. This is 34 in the Roman numeral counting. So as I went over to number 34 in this little guidebook, it's a very simple book, simple card, meaning the fish of abundance. And that is the energies that I pick up every time I see the fish card from what I've been reading as Lenormand decks, regardless of which brand or style. The fish is about abundance, and it is a positive card. So what we've got here is you can see them almost twirling down and around and into a whirlpool. We just can't see how deep this goes as to how deep our abundance goes. And this one is in our workspace energy. Okay, so pick up that energy for yourself as well. And whatever you're doing that is work or play work, because what I work at, I consider to be my play. I love it. Whatever aspect of what I do in that moment of time, I love it. And it does bring an abundance. It brings an abundance of joy and happiness to my life. So it might not be financial, but that comes because it's the joy and abundance. So here we have that as the key words being an abundance, addiction, entrepreneur, fertility, finances flowing, money, prosperity, water. The one that's highlighted here is money as being that possibly the most often focused abundance, measure, whatever. I consider it joy and love. But whatever it is for you, it's going to be there in abundance today as you're working, doing whatever you love to do. So, and I think that connection with the inner self in how you're speaking to yourself in what is success and abundance for you, what is your wealth, all of that, connecting in with how our inner being is in our inner health and how we look at life and connect with each other as well as our physical realm. Okay, so it's a really lovely reading, I feel, as I'm looking at that. It is about communicating and being in our abundance and really trusting our own decisions and choices around how we're looking after ourselves in that health aspect too. So, and it's wonderful to see you here, Dana. I didn't bring up the comments before because I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation. It just was flowing. I was given that flow. I had to keep with it. So I am feeling really well. Thank you, Dana. And hopefully you are as well too. And good morning, girlie. Hey, Fiona. And a blessing to everyone around us as well. And those sunflowers, love it. So thank you. Yes, it is a 3, I think. I had roughly put that into my head as far as the numbers go. So thank you for doing that, Fiona. 3 is my birthday number, so I really like seeing the 3s and multiples of that in any reading. So for each and every one of you, look into what is your inner self feeling like as far as you see these cards, tap into what comes up first for you and how you feel, and spread that is the burgeoning seed of love. Continue growing that as we move through each and every moment in our days today and those ahead as well. Will no touch base? No. You're asking a question. I do this as a general card spread reading. So as you're looking at the cards, I'll just pop it back to there, Susan. So I clicked the wrong button. So as you're actually looking at the cards, what do you feel as a sense of an answer with that question in mind? What sort of history have you got with Noah that's going to bring that conversation of more abundance of what you're wanting in a relationship? So if you're feeling a positive yes there, which actually I am as I'm seeing these and looking at your question, if it is a question, that would be a yes. But it does take communication and more touch points probably than just the one. So get into more of what is a relationship that's going to bring in all aspects of who you are. Be open, be ready to be vulnerable, because that's the way we're going to grow. Okay, so hopefully for each and every one of you, as you're moving through your day today, I hope you are truly blessed with love, and whatever, put your intention out there in whatever way you need to, that you can trust you're growing in the absolute perfect way that you need to be learning your life lessons. Okay, and hear from Fiona. Thank you, girlie. Have a fab day, and namaste. And thank you back to each and every one of you. Namaste until tomorrow. Have a fab day.